Angie Lassman is here for that. Angie, I keep checking my app right now, looking ahead to next week. We're so close. Spring is so near.
Is that why we're friends today? You're happy I don't have any bad weather to report? Just a couple of trouble spots, guys. But yes, you're exactly right. Spring is so close, and it's going to feel like it in a lot of spots. But we're still dealing with some winter alerts, just a handful of them, mainly focused around portions of Texas, New Mexico. We've got some of those across parts of Colorado and Kansas. Either way, we're going to see kind of a system ramp up here as the day goes on, and it is going to bring some snow to folks in that same region. But we've also got rain across Texas and Oklahoma. This is going to really start to get going here with this low pressure system as it slides across the Gulf Coast here through not just today, but for tomorrow too. One thing to note, notice some of that batch of rain and snow that will be centered again across parts of Texas and Oklahoma. But for the most part, the gusty storms, or at least the stronger storms, will be across the Gulf Coast. So Texas to Florida is the area that we're watching through the day today. This works farther east for tomorrow. That means the southeast gets in on this action. We do need the rain across this region, so it is beneficial in some of these spots, but it could interrupt some of those plans that you may have outdoors across this region for your Sunday. Either way, the heavy rain is going to be mainly focused for Georgia and Florida. You can see those hourly rainfall rates anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches. So that's why we're concerned about the localized flooding. When it's all said and done through at least the weekend, 1 inch or 2, again, some rain that we need across that area. The good news today is that we're not looking at widespread severe weather, but we do have kind of a marginal risk. So we could see a couple of rumbles of thunder and maybe some gusty winds associated with those, along with some damaging hail. The area really ranges from the panhandle of Florida all the way into portions of Texas. So Dallas, Alexandria, New Orleans, Mobile. Again, not a widespread outbreak and maybe an isolated tornado, but either way, some thunderstorms. Same story goes for tomorrow across parts of Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. We've got those wind gusts and hail possible as we get through the day to tomorrow. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that's a look at your forecast, guys.
Angie, thank you very much. Still ahead right here, the jailhouse interview that
check on the weather. I see a lot of warmer than average. That looks good.
You know what I'm calling today's temperature forecast, guys? A mixed bag, because we got some warmer temperatures, we got some cooler temperatures, and this is kind of going to fluctuate here as the weekend goes on. So let's start with the bad news, I guess, if you're looking for some springtime warmth. Across parts of Texas, New Mexico, you guys were quite mild yesterday. Today, not the case. You're going to end up into just the 30s in Amarillo. We're dealing with a little snow across parts of that region too, so not feeling so much like spring. A much different story, though, if you look to southern Texas. Corpus Christi, well into the 80s, 86 degrees for your high. We've got the mid 70s across parts of the southeast. Mild for our friends in the northern plains, too. 50 degrees on the mark for Minneapolis. So we're running a little bit above normal for that region. Tomorrow, some of that cooler air spreads farther to the southeast. So yes, you'll be mild today, but a little chillier for places like Charleston as you get into tomorrow with just a high of 58 degrees. The warmth sticks around for the plains and even parts of the Great Lakes and the Midwest. We're running above normal for Indianapolis tomorrow with a high of 57 degrees. And then we've got a real big warm up just in time to feel a whole lot more like spring here across this region as we get into next week. I'm looking forward to those low 60s in New York City by Tuesday. Let's look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that is a look at your mixed bag forecast, guys.
Yeah. We appreciate you. Thanks so much, Angie. Just ahead right here, spring break travel. Speaking of your forecast, we have some tips. We are back with today's travel and a look ahead to spring break, man. We can't wait for that, right? The long-awaited vacation time is coming up quickly for so many of us. And if you have not yet booked a trip, there is some good news. It's not too late to try. Vicky is here. We're going to put her chief consumer investigative hat on. You're doing all things for us.
All things today.
All right, let's talk about it. For folks that are watching us right now, we're like, man, I do want to get away. Have they waited too long? How do they try to take advantage at the last minute?
It is never too late, but flexibility is key. And I like the 3Ds approach. Let the deal determine the destination. So if you go on an app like Hopper or Google Flights or Going.com and you just say, these are the dates that I can go somewhere, tell me where, and you're open to that, that's fantastic. That's how you create those memories and experiences. The other thing is leaving on a Tuesday or Wednesday and traveling to a Saturday. According to Katie Nastro at Going.com, you'll save 20% on airfare just doing that instead of the Monday through Saturday that everyone else is doing. And then finally, looking for airports that are adjacent to major airports. So instead of LAX, maybe you're flying into John Wayne, or instead of JFK or LaGuardia, it's Newark in New Jersey.
Those are all good points.
And here are some great
help us save
destinations.
some money here, right? Those are some of the good deals.
Okay, so instead of maybe Cancun, which is very popular, or Miami, look at this. Denver to Costa Rica going says you can get round trip, Peter, for $265. Detroit to Belize City, maybe instead of Costa Rica, $294. And then San Francisco, if you're looking for an international trip, how about Auckland, New Zealand? Round trip for $633. You might want to go just to pet a koala and then come back.
Yeah, that's a more ambitious trip than the Alexanders are looking at. But that's pretty good. Appreciate it.
All right, so Vicky, I need some help with packing. We pack way too much in our household. What are your tips for us?
I know. Packing, especially when you're packing for a family, requires some strategy here. What I like to do is use the Notes app on my phone, or if you're one of those people who carries around a notebook like a little detective, you're just taking note like, oh yeah, we take these vitamins every day, or you know what, so-and-so needs their special hair towel. You write those things down so that when you go on the trip, you're remembering key items that people need, especially when it comes to medicine. The game changer here is packing cubes. I resisted this for a long time. But not only are they helpful for organizing, like you see there on your screen, putting pants with pants, shirts with shirts, but there's a next level called a compression packing cube where there's an extra zipper and then you're like smushing down. You don't need a vacuum, but you do need strong arms to push it down. And that will get you another 20 to 30% space in your luggage there. And then looking for items that can do double duty, like, well, for us women, ballet flats that can go from day to night, for example. And then there's this TikToker, Yen. She mixed and matched outfits and got 17 different looks for one trip. That doesn't mean she brought 17 pants. It's 3 pairs of pants that go with 3 different tops, scarves, mix and match those accessories. There's a lot of ideas out there for ways that you can create those looks without filling up the whole suitcase and taking like 7 bags.
All right, real quickly, you're packed, you're flying. What are some tips to make that easier for you?
As soon as you book that trip, Joe, I want you to download the airline's app and check the seats. Make sure everybody is sitting together. Then something as cheap as a $10 home luggage scale. If you're going on a long trip, you don't want to get to the airport and realize, oh, we're 10 pounds overweight and paying more, or having to take items out. And then finally, the AirTag is a big relief for folks who are worried about losing their bags. 15 airlines will accept it, including Delta and United, as a way of locating your bag if, God forbid, it gets lost.
Our deal? No checking bags on these road trips, kids. Everything stays on the plane.
Road trips. One last thing. Everykidoutdoors.gov. This is a website you got to check out. You have a 4th grader at home, so if you don't want to fly and you want to take a road trip, if you've got a 4th grader in your home, you get into every national park, marine sanctuary, wildlife refuge for free with that 4th grader and all the kids 16 and under in your house and 3 adults. You can bring a neighbor.
And that's through August.
Yes, through August 31st. Everykidoutdoors.org. Or .gov. Sign up for it.
Vicky, we appreciate you. Joe, you got Popstar next.
Yeah, so still to come, comedian Nate Park.
Now with Popstar. Joe, take it away.
All right, so first up, Meghan Markle.
He was sounding a little winded. He was a little winded there in the track.
Those courses are long.
He's so good at making jokes on the fly,
Exactly.
too. But that would be a fun day for Rory.
All right, finally, lady. Looking forward to seeing her pulling double duty. I think she'll be great.
Dude, the guests who have tickets to that show, so lucky tonight. Gaga,
Yeah,
come on.
no kidding. That was a tough ticket to
Full of
get.
talent.
By the way, Bo and Yang crushing it.
Everything he touches.
That is so much fun. Still to come right here, our Saturday morning boost and the best birthday surprise for us. And sadly, a reminder, we got to spring forward. The clocks lose an hour overnight.
Listen, I'm just going to say it. I kind of like daylight saving time. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I like it. Later sunsets, whatever. Everybody is so controversial about this, but we are springing forward either way, and that happens 2 a.m. tonight. We'll go to 3 a.m. Don't forget to change those clocks. Of course, our phones will do it themselves, but either way, don't get caught with a different time tomorrow morning. We do have pretty good conditions across most of the country. Maybe a couple of spots of trouble when it comes to rain or snow for parts of the south. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty good day. One thing I want to know, we have really dry conditions and dry vegetation and some gusty winds across parts of Texas today. So there is a fire threat. So any fires that start, they will likely spread quickly. So we'll want to avoid that today. Otherwise, a lot of sunshine for the Northeast. It'll be chilly, but plenty of sunshine and kind of some gusty winds there as well. We have a lot of sunshine across the midsection of the country, and we're running kind of warm for this time of year. Out west, same story. All is quiet. It'll be mild. You'll have a whole lot of sunshine across parts of the desert Southwest. Tomorrow, above average for the middle of the country, and that even stretches into the Great Lakes. Places like Chicago, you'll get into the 50s. We'll see mild conditions, but some heavy rain across the southeast for your Sunday. That's a look at the weather across the country. Let's see what's happening in your neighborhood. And that is a look at your forecast, guys.
All right, Angie, thank you so much. Still ahead, the story and photography.
Into those photos that you see coming in and out of the commercial breaks.
Joe, you had a chance to spend some time with the photographer who takes those iconic pictures.
Yeah, this was an absolute... Of course, she worked with Lady Gaga, who's both host and musical guest tonight. Mary Ellen, very excited about that. We'll see what she came up with tonight. And she has something else to be excited about. That book, The Art of the SNL Portrait, which is out now, and you can bet I'm getting copies of those to blow up and put in my office.
You're part of the history now.
An incredible moment, and she was so easy to work with.
Amazing. That was really a cool piece. Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, it was great.
We're gonna put that.
She's just creative energy is boundless.
One of my favorite things too is if you ever take a tour around the SNL studios, when you walk by and you see the autographs from them and the little notes that they write, they're incredible.
Yeah, and those are all her photos. I can't believe she fit it all into one book, or I wonder if there are more coming.
There'll probably be more.
Yeah,
we'll be watching tonight for her latest work of Gaga. We're going to be right back. Well, that's going to do it for us on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, remember to set those clocks ahead before you go to bed tonight.
So fun to hang out with y'all. Thank you for having me.
We love that. A little lighter later.
Yeah, have a great day. Bye.